Get the latest on what's going on this earnings season, meets, beats, and more in Zach's Earnings Scorecard.
We're going to see now how some restaurant companies score out with our editor of our Surprise Trader here at Zach's, Eric Dutram. This earnings season's been an interesting one, to say the least. You've got some restaurant stocks here that are on your radar, Jack in the Box being one of them.
That's right, and a lot of these restaurants, it's going to be really interesting given that McDonald's is sort of taken back over its crown as the king of the space. The shares just hit an all-time high today. So with McDonald's doing so well with a lot of their new products, and then we're seeing a lot of competition, a lot of deals from some of the bigger players in the space. It's really going to impact some of these restaurant names. It's going to be interesting to see the guidance and also how their recent sales have done. If we look to Jack in the Box in particular, though, we can see that their recent estimates have actually been pretty poor. We can see the current quarter estimate has gone from 81 cents a share 90 days ago, and now we're at 72 cents a share. We can see a similar trend for the current year, 363 down to 252. And also kind of a troubling thing is the most accurate estimate for both the current quarter and the current year. That means the most recent estimates have been much lower. So, the most recent information suggests even worse numbers for Jack in the Box. And Jack in the Box actually has a pretty poor track record, at least lately, when it comes to beating earnings estimates. We can see they actually have 2 straight misses, and over the last 4 quarters, they have an average negative surprise. Now, the stock is a Zacks rank number 3, but with that negative earnings ESP, it's probably one to stay away from. And I know they're going to, sort of face some of these competitive pressures as well.
And they compete directly in that space that McDonald's
exactly,
is in.
And that mid lower tier.
Yeah. All right. Fogo de Chao.
Fogo de Chao is a popular Brazilian steakhouse, all-you-can-eat place. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's pretty tasty.
Have not.
But definitely recommend it. But in terms of the stock, it's actually Zacks rank sell right now, so probably one to pass in that regard. It is a recent IPO, but if we look to some of the numbers, we can see analysts still aren't really too sure what to make of this company. Earnings estimates have been pretty flat over the last couple months, and same with the current year. We are at least seeing a couple estimates go higher for the current quarter, but this is pretty much balanced out by the current year. We've seen 4 go down in the last 60 days. So, kind of a balanced look there. In terms of their surprise history, they are a pretty new company. They've only had 3 earnings updates as a public company. They did have that great first beat when they first came out, but the last 2 numbers have been directly in line with analyst estimates, 0% surprise. So it's kind of tough to get a read on Fogo, but that Zacks rank number 4 makes it one that you probably want to stay away from, at least in the short term.
All right, and then Shake Shack, which is kind of in that same Jack in the Box space, right?
It is a little bit. I'd put maybe a higher price point than like a Jack in the Box, and they're different
meals for under $5.
Well, no, Shake Shack is a little bit pricier. It can be like $10, $11, at least when I've gone there. And they have a little bit different geographic exposure.
Right.
Shake Shack's over on the East Coast, Jack in the Box a little more
thinking of
West Coast focus. Yeah. But as we can see for Shake Shack, their chart, we sort of experienced a burger bubble, if you will. Back when they first had their IPO, we can see that shares went from about $30 up to $90 here. Shares have really retraced back down. We're back down at fresh all-time lows for Shake Shack. Now, what's interesting about them is their earnings estimates have actually been moving sharply higher. We can see the 2015, that's that blue line, and then the 2016 is that orangish line, and that's even higher than the 2015. So the point I'm getting at here is Shake Shack has seen rising earnings estimates, even though the stock has fallen back, really a lot from its highs. So, it's definitely an interesting trend with Shake Shack. I think maybe shares have finally gotten down to a level that it might be an interesting, place to nibble on a couple of shares. But we're looking for 6 cents a share when this company reports on Thursday. It's going to be an interesting report given the recent trends in the space.
All right, thanks for that. Don't forget, more earnings information on our website, Zacks.com. Get on over and check it out if you're not there already watching this video. With Eric, meantime, I'm Terry Ruffalo.